Want to know what a real man would tell their lady about love and life? You're in the right place. This is Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. Rom Wills is a speaker and author of several books on relationships. Grab some wine, sit back, and enjoy.
Hello, ladies. Welcome to my spot. Love yourself. And I don't know if I've did this one before or not. They seem to, but I was just telling a dear friend recently about loving herself. And one of the things I said to her, before she can really truly love another man, she has to love herself. Because if she don't love herself, no matter what's going on, this relationship won't succeed. And that's an important thing, and that's something I see with a lot of women. A lot of women, the whole self-esteem thing. A lot of women who think they less than. It's a shame out here, and this one thing I gotta give that women have to deal with. I know a lot of men aren't sympathetic to your stuff because of what we catching from y'all. But I see the deeper picture. A lot of times men, and this is for the men especially who like to follow this channel, a lot of the stuff you catching from a woman, I'm speaking to the men right now who follow this channel, a lot of stuff you catch from the women is coming from their own lack of self-esteem, their own lack of self-love. So I want y'all to consider that. Now, just real quick, I prefer if a bunch of men don't all of a sudden turn this into a male forum with like commenting on this question. Just sit back and listen. Now let me get back to the ladies. Ladies, and this is something I've seen, and part of it is, and I've talked about the female icon before, the great icon chase. That's a part of it. And this is something I've seen go across with women across all races, right? I've seen this across all races because what is it? Many women are comparing themselves to the icon, which is quite understandable, really. It's quite understandable in the sense that, this is what's promoted. You think about it. A certain image is promoted. It's promoted with the modeling industry. It's promoted on TV, with who they choose to make a star. It's promoted in a lot of places, and I know a lot of women have some trouble with that because you don't reach the icon. And like I say, it goes across races. One of my favorites is when I told this story before, but it illustrates my point greatly. I signed up I was working as a sales manager at a gym, and I signed up the whole office. Now it was all white, a few guys, mostly women, right? The women were average. Slightly overweight, not very pretty, right? Or average, I'll just say average, right? And they would all come to work out together. But there was one woman who signed up too, and they didn't like her, right? They didn't like her. And, I had a chance to talk to her, and she was a Barbie. She was naturally blonde. Yeah, Rom can tell. We won't get into how I know these things. She was naturally blonde, blue eyes, petite body, petite slim body, just right, like the type guys would go crazy over. She was an icon, right? But they were like, oh, we don't like her. And I talked to her. She's one of the sweetest people you ever met. It's like she's like one of those people. If I ran into her again, I'd love to see it because she probably got a few kids now, like genuinely sweet. Right, but a lot of women, the women in her office anyway, didn't really like her. And before somebody say, well, she could have been a bitch or something, but I've seen that with other women. I have a cousin, black community. My cousin stays to herself, man. She's been, except that she got the family temper. And we got a family. Like the women in my family are volatile. She's a sweet, very sweet person. Very sweet person, but a lot of women didn't like her at her high school because she was a pretty girl, right? So I understand that. So my point with those is I understand because you got many women especially when they're young, held up to that icon. And the bad thing is, it isn't just the men holding them up to that icon. Yes, we do it, but sometimes it's the women in their own family. Like in the black community. Men, you know, I know men, as men, we complain about weaves and all of this stuff, but that weave or the first time the woman got her hair straightened is likely by her mother. Let me say that again. The first time she got her hair straightened or something like that is likely by her mother. So, and the first time that one little girl is called ugly, it's likely by her mother or other women who are close to her. Because I'm going to tell you what, you take a little girl, regardless what her actual physical features are, and if she's told from the time she's a baby she's pretty, right, by all the people in around her, even if like on a mostly objective basis she look average, she's not going to believe them. She's going to believe the people that told her, her loved ones that told. She's going to believe what they say. And a lot of times that lack of self-love comes from the family members. And that's because they don't love themselves, right? And then it just gets worse. You get out in public and stuff. And really, like I said, if a little girl is told she's beautiful by all her family members, when she go to school, it don't matter what everybody else say to her, she gonna believe her family. In fact, she gonna think all these other people got a problem, right? And especially if daddy tells all the time. But daddies usually they do it anyway. Usually that's something that comes from the mother, right? If she's thinking otherwise, that comes from the mother. And then other girls, they could be jealous, whatever, right? And you know, and that affects a lot of stuff because then, okay, flip it around to the jealous type of women. Why they jealous? You know, because that other girl's getting more attention. She's pretty. In fact, if you look up like maybe bullying videos, a lot of the girls who get bullied the most are because they pretty. And there's a lot of women, they'll say it. In fact, they'll say they got cut or something or they fight a lot. In fact, I know this one young lady. Well, I'm acquainted with her. Like we got some friends in common and stuff. And if I showed her pictures, like she's one of those like a legitimate dime, real pretty, right? But she was vicious when she was young. She was vicious as hell. She was like could have been spending time in juvie type of vicious, right? And looking at her, I can see that. I can see why. She probably had low, because she was a black girl, but she was light complexion, had light eyes. But she, by her own admission, she was vicious as hell. And usually that viciousness comes from other girls messing with her. Why? Because they didn't love themselves. They being compared to her, right? Now, I'm saying all this to say this, ladies. If you're trying to really do something in your life, you're trying to really find a mate, the first thing you got to do is learn to love yourself. You know what? Your breastises ain't like that perfect D cup, right? Who cares? They good for you. They work for you. Quite frankly, you pop out their first couple babies and breastfeed them. Trust me when I say that'll take care of it. But that's you. And you get some women, they feel like, oh, my breasts all tiny and stuff, right? I need to get them bigger to feel good. But no, that's you. Or, you know, something that's happening a lot, like women getting butt injections, you know, because especially in the black community, you know, brothers go crazy over fat butt. And then I've witnessed several women who didn't have that butt dunk, you know, get a little crazy or be like, oh, I need that butt dunk, thinking just to get some attention. No, you don't. Whatever you got is pretty. Now, y'all know me. I publicly say I like a butt dunk. I like it. But I've never pushed a woman. If I meet and click with a woman, I've dated just as many women who didn't have a butt dunk, but because they were cool. But it's what they have. Understand, whatever you have physically is what you need to attract a mate. All you have to do is just be at your optimal. Because not all brothers, like if you're a sister, not all brothers like a butt dunk. I've had some brothers tell me too, even when I talk about it in a video, they'll say, hey, Rom, I'll let you have, you can have that. I want a petite woman. Or I want a long-legged woman. I want a slim woman. And actually, there's a lot of brothers, for the black women listening, there's a lot of brothers who they don't want that fat ass. They don't. They want a slimmer woman. Right? They want a slimmer woman, or they like, I don't want all that ass, dude. Seriously, they want somebody petite. And that's cool. You have to just focus on loving yourself and then dealing with the guys who want what you got, right? And that goes across the board, in the white community. Everybody don't want that Barbie. I met a lot of, like, if, you already know brothers like some thick one, but if you one of those white women, you just trying to deal with white men. I met a lot of white men. They want somebody to back it up too. Shoot. I remember I was with a group of white men. They were just talking about asses. Like big bud dogs. They cracking me up. You get some who like thicker. You get some who like thicker. You get some, like, here's the bottom line, ladies. However you were made, it's already perfect. You just have to maintain it. Don't think you need to get bigger breasts if that's not in your DNA already, or a bigger ass if that's not in your DNA already. Seriously, what you are is what you're supposed to be, and that's going to draw the men who like what you got. But all of it starts with loving yourself, right? All of it starts with loving yourself, because if you don't love yourself, there's nothing you can do. I don't care what the man is, what he do. You will never truly accept love from another man. You will never truly accept it. Because you don't love yourself, because deep down you're going to look at that man. It's like, what he loving me for? Think about it. So anyway, that's it, ladies. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace and blessings.